Let me try to zoom in a little bit. That's a little too much. So, human resources is basically everybody that's working for your company. It's your human resources, actually the people that work for you, even including yourself. So let me zoom out a little bit more. Okay, so I can get everything. Caregivers. How we retain caregivers, recruitment, we just simply, you go through the best caregivers usually come from churches, referrals from other caregivers who are working with us, and Craigslist. And we also get a lot of resumes from social media through through the company fan page. And through my personal page. I always post ads for people who are in the who fit our criteria, which is you must have 3 years experience. You must have all your certifications. You can't have a job. You can't have more than like 3 jobs within the same year. And we have a whole criteria that is how we recruit, how we pick our girls. And I say girls because the majority of them are girls. We just hired our second guy who's doing it for a living case. So we do work with men as well, but the majority of caregivers, just industry standard, are women. The industries statistically, when you when we study statistics, we study the numbers from the majority of companies all over the country, and I'm gonna show you exactly what company we use to do that. But they say the best caregiver that you can get is black, between the ages of 35 and 55, and they're religious. So when you're looking to recruit, you can't base your criteria based on that. But when you see, because of certain labor laws and stuff like that, and I don't want to get anybody in trouble, that's like, okay, you're only going to hire black women and, with this specific age group. That's definitely not what I'm saying. But statistics show us from what other companies are saying. They're saying that these are the women who you want to hire. These are our best caregivers, and they fit this criteria. They fit into that box. We have a employee handbook that we've created, that we have them all sign off on. They must read it and answer some questions about it, and they must know it. We have a caregiver mentorship program, which is basically so like the ladies who've been with us, or the caregivers who've been with us the longest, they will get a bonus or some kind of whatever kind of reward for being a mentor. So if she's a mentor to a new caregiver, she's responsible for kind of like being her guide and kind of showing how we do business. And if she has any trouble with a particular case, she can kind of talk to her. And then the mentor's job is to contact her on a weekly basis, just kind of check in with her, make sure she's sticking to everything she's learning, and if she has any problems, she report back to us. And this kind of creates a camaraderie and a bond between the different girls that we're working with, the different caregivers we work with. So we found out to be a great idea to do. It's kind of a new program that we have in our company, but it's working out fine. It's working out great. I'm really excited about that. If anybody knows me, I'm always excited about mentorship. We have monthly meetings at our office, and these are basically just so we can kind of get a face-to-face with everybody. So usually we have to schedule them twice, like 2 of them, because everybody's schedule is different. So we have 2 monthly meetings, but you're only required to come to 1. And then we have a monthly dinner for employee of the month. It's like a caregiver appreciation dinner, and that's where we present the employee of the month. And if you're employee of the month, depending on how the month went, you'll get a plaque. We frame a plaque, and we also give you a bonus. So that's something real nice and something to kind of keep people motivated, keep the girls motivated. Another thing that we do is we offer online training. 1 hour per week is mandatory, and we use the Institute for Professional Care Education to conduct these trainings. And these trainings, if you visit, I'm not going to get into like what they are, but it's a lot of stuff there. You go to their website, you'll see like there's all kind of trainings on just how you can make these people, your caregivers, better at what they do. And most caregivers, because they're in the industry, they're excited about it and they're passionate about it. passionate about being a caregiver, they're excited to learn more about how to be better at that. So that's definitely something that we offer. Again, that's a new program that we're offering our caregivers. Online training, 1 hour per week, and that 1 hour per week is mandatory. If you don't complete your 1 hour that week, you will not get a schedule for next week. It's very serious. I'm very serious about training our girls because we want to. One thing you're going to learn about this business if you enter this business is it's competitive. It's very competitive and it's client driven. So I mean, like client satisfaction driven. So if they're not satisfied, they will dump you and go to another agency quick. So this is our way of institute like what's the word that they use? Just by making sure we're always trying to do our best to make sure everybody's trained at the highest level that we can afford and that we can commit to and still maintain our company's uh, profitability. So it's a great company to use. They're very inexpensive, and you could do like they give you like up to 10 caregivers. You can have 10 caregivers on your system for under about $100 a month. So that's awesome. Another thing that we like to do is quarterly reviews for either your raise or your termination. And that's just accountability. It's basic accountability. Every house has a log. Every time you go into a client's house, you're logging. Um, the client is logging about you. If we're getting complaints, if we're getting bad notes, if there's late, if you're late, calling out, stuff like that with like multiple call out with no real good excuses. We'll terminate you. We're very quick about terminating. You want to be quick to terminate, slow to hire. And we're very quick about terminating because one thing you got to understand early on is that your reputation is on the line every time you do business, and especially a business like this when you're taking care of seniors or, you're a companion to a senior, your reputation is definitely on the line. And also, we also give raises. So there's more than one way to kind of keep the morale and keep your girls excited and happy about working for you. And it's not always a raise. The majority of the time, it's recognition, and people just want to be recognized for the work that they're doing, and that's what we try to continue to do. Is show them that we see them, we're excited about them, and we want them to be with us longer. So we will give you a raise. We do have a uniform policy, so we have our logo on a plain white scrub. A lot of people who are on the webinar, or you can just Google "Just Caring Hands Home Health Services" and you'll see our logo. Uniforms are a scrub top with our logo, and scrub bottoms, a white scrub top, and a match. I would like for it to be all white scrubs and just whatever kind of shoes. We're not really hard on shoes because different people have different levels of comfort. So moving right along, the administrative piece. We have a manager, who's right now is my wife. She's managing like the majority of the day-to-day operations. So she's actually a caregiver. But that was her first job ever, and she's been like in the business in this industry forever. So she's very happy about it. She loves it. She does it, and she loves the day to day, maintaining this company that we have here. She has an assistant, and we call her administrative assistant, but she does a little bit more than I think that your average administrative assistant does. And before I get into that, let me cover we have a different uniform for the staff. So if I'm on like Just Caring Hand business, if I'm going to meet with the client or me personally, if I have to talk to any caregivers, me personally, or if I'm in the office with my wife, I'm going to have a specific uniform. And that's khaki pants with a polo shirt with our Just Caring Hands logo as well. And the shirt is blue, and the logo, it matches the logo well. Getting to the administrative assistant. What we have her do usually is we have brochure racks going out all the time, and you get to a point where there's no more places to put them in your market, but you still need to get them refilled. So her job is to refill the racks every week. Um, I have 12.5 a week. I think I was referring to that's how many racks we need her to fill per week, but I'm not sure. But to get the exact amount of get them all covered for each month. So the brochure racks, great way to market. We're putting them in all kind of doctors' offices and different places. I'll talk about that more in the marketing at the more the marketing part. But that's another thing that she does. Lead management. So she takes all the incoming calls. She does the follow-up calls. Those are the calls that, they might be calls that come in, but they don't actually convert to a sale immediately. So she's doing follow-up calls, making sure they they remember us when they're actually ready to get service, and always trying to, win out the competition with the follow-up calls. Follow-ups are probably one of the most important parts of your business, any business, but definitely this business. When you're trying to win clients. And she updates their files. Just when I got lead management, she just updates the leads file. So if they go into like cold or they already go hot, that means they go cold. That means they're not a great lead. So we just have a system where as though we have every lead marked, so we know exactly what the importance and the level of energy that we need to be giving them, or the level of time or focus we need to be focused on. And she's kind of like on top of that, letting us know within the system what leads need to be doing, and how we need to be dealing with them. And then she also sends out personalized mailings, so that's like birthday cards, condolences for loved ones if they pass and we hear about it. We even send out, if we have like a huge client, I mean like a client is getting like a lot of hours and they pass, we're going to send out like something very, very nice. We're going to actually try to outdo anybody else that's sending anything. We're going to send out a big flower arrangement, and most of the time it's out of appreciation, and it's also a great marketing tool. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. When people see it, they're very excited. They're like, wow, we can't believe these people really went in like this for our loved one. um, Another thing that our administrative assistant handles is caregiver support. So she also manages their files, inputs their information to our software. With software we are using ADLware, and also she creates a hard file, a hard folder, creates their hard folder. So once you start, you don't want to just have digital paperwork. A lot of people just have like digital files for their caregivers. We want to have digital backed up like in our software, and then we back it up outside of our software, so it's in multiple places, and then we have a hard copy in a fire resistant um, file cabinet. So and we start getting into like licenses and stuff like that. If you take it to the next level of where it's medical, and some states even require home care companies, companion care, to have some of these licenses. So we'll talk about that later as well. So that's another thing that our administrative assistant um, helps us with. So, and she's been working with the people at the training center that we're using the girls to train the girls for the 1 hour a week. She's working with that actual company to learn more, so she can kind of assist the girls when they have problems and stuff like that. And she also updates us like who's completed their stuff, so she's getting notifications on when they completed and when they didn't, and if they don't, they won't get a schedule. um, and then when it comes to hiring, she checks references, she schedules interviews, she does background checks, um, and welcome letters if they're hired. Then obviously they didn't make it, you didn't make it letter issue. And she issues the uniforms and the employee handbook, and she places the ads like on Craigslist and stuff like that. So that's what our administrative assistant basically consists of. And the manager portion is like the one over top of her doing all that stuff, and then some of the other stuff as well. So I think we have payroll here. Oh, okay. Yeah, we pay everybody through paychecks. That's how we do our payroll. It's a company called Paychecks. They do everything. You just give them the schedule, you send them the money, and they need the money at a certain time, and the girls will get cut a check. We're not there, but we're going to the debit cards, or the cash cards that they can give them, because some of our girls don't have pay like banks, so they can't get direct deposit. Their addresses aren't always great, so if we send them in the mail, then they won't get it because sometimes we're not always in the office, so we don't have them come to the office and get it. So we're rather either direct deposit, mail, or like I said, we're moving to the cards now. The cards that Paychex provides at no cost that they can just load their card up and then they could be working. So that's another great thing that they could do to it just helps your business a lot more to, when you got these little systems and little things in place, it allows you to move quickly and do things and focus on other bigger picture things than like worrying about paycheck. You just let them take care of that. And it's very inexpensive. It's very cost efficient, and they help you they pay everything that's on a state, a check stub is on, they take care of it. And, from workman's comp, state, federal. They can even help you set up your insurance, everything. And they also work with, I sound like I'm working for them now, but they also work with independent contractors. So if you're starting out and you have a couple independent contractors, they can even set you up. They can even get you started there as well. ADLware, I talked a little bit about our software that we're using, and that's called ADLware. It's a company. Our whole business is ran from here. So like I said, we have our lead management there. We have our payroll that actually I didn't put that there. Our Paychex connects with ADLware, so we can upload our system updates straight to Paychex, that Paycheck company directly, so they can see. It makes it a smooth transition for us to send them our information for that week's schedule, so they can cut the checks or do direct deposits once the money is available. So. And then telephony, that's where they go to clock in and out. So, and ADL offers that for free at some point. Now, I don't remember exactly what point it becomes free, like how many clients you have to have, but at some point or whatever level they get, we don't pay for it at this point, and that's just where the girls clock in. So how we usually set the girls up, we just set them up through the client's home wherever they're supposed to be in ADLware. It's only going to log them in with the number that we've set for them. So if they don't clock in through the client's house once they're there, then we'll get a notification within like the next 15 minutes that they're late. So either you got some people that just never show up and you never hear from them again. You got girls that are late, and some girls try to clock in from their phones, from their cell phones with telephony won't let it go through, and we can call them like, hey, you didn't clock in 15 minutes. Like we actually get emails like, hey, you haven't clocked in, where are you at, and we start making arrangements from there. So and also we post the caregiver schedule. They have a caregiver portal in ADLware where they can go. They have like their own little login and all of that, so they can see their schedule, request days off, and kind of communicate with the office like that. So they can kind of communicate as they go as well. And it's a app that they can download onto their phone. Well, I'm not sure if the caregiver portal was an app, but ADLware is definitely an app. I'm not sure if they have an app, but they definitely have a great mobile website that they can use on their smartphones, since everybody obviously is having smartphones now. That pretty much wraps it up for the human resources portion. Hope I didn't disappoint anybody. The company's not all that, super exciting. It's just that's the human resources. This is what we do. This is how we, this is how we maintain the people that work for us. So we're going to move over into marketing here. Give me a second. I'm going to take a sip of my drink. Marketing, my specialty, my most favorite part of any business. I love the marketing piece. I love putting businesses out there. I love getting them to work. And, I love putting, these marketing strategies together to bring more leads in. So the first thing we're going to look at is power networking. I actually left some of the actual organizations that I actually visit. I didn't realize I did that, but I'm here now. So Lincolnapolis is a local business. They're all local organizations for small businesses. So we go to these places, we're loaded down with business cards, we're loaded down with brochures and material about our company. Most of these places meet once a month. You get dressed up real nice. You put your best suit on. If you're a woman, you put your best dress on. You go out here, you shake a lot of hands. You follow up with people who seem interested and people who you feel like um, there's some opportunity there for you, or or you maybe want to, maybe there's something you could do for somebody else, because it's all you. The majority of times with networking, if you're not creating a win-win situation, there's usually not, it's usually not going to be the relationship. So, for instance, we've met an estate planner who, all he does is plans estates. And who do you usually plan estates for? People who are older and people who are wealthy. So that right there tells you that's the perfect guy that you want to contact. And these kind of guys are all around in these type of organizations. That's how they, that's how they get their business out. And it's vice versa. So because he's planning estates and I'm doing marketing for home care people, seniors, to seniors and to seniors families, it's a win-win situation. I can provide him with leads and he can provide me with leads. We have a referral program where I'm going to pay him and he's going to pay me. And that's just an awesome way to get your business going and get out there. And it's not even, it's a very inexpensive way to like get your boots on the ground, start really meeting and networking with people in the local area. And when I say power networking, it's different from why I say power networking. It's because it's different from regular networking. Most of the time, you got people who just go out, they pass out a lot of business cards. They say very little. They get a lot of business cards. They get home, business cards go in a drawer, and that's it. They did some networking. That's not it. That's not how you network. That's not real networking. That's not how you establish a business. That's not how you build a brand in a marketplace. My thing is, I tell all my students, all my coaching clients, look, when you go into a networking event, you get every card in the room. And not only that, if they don't have a business card, you get their name, phone number, and email on a written piece of paper. Take a notebook and a pen, and you get every name on that paper. So you can put them in your email list, so you can follow up with them and see how you can eventually do business, and just keep your name out there. And it expands your network, because obviously if you went there to that place, these are people you want to be, some type of way you want to be connected to. So it's best to just keep in contact with them. Toastmasters there is a little different than your typical event. That's where you go to learn how to do better speaking. It's just an organization all around the country with branches everywhere, probably in every city in the country. It seems like I always run across them because I'm always conscious of them. And they just teach you how to become a better public speaker and how to overcome the fear of speaking. But the funny thing is, most of the people in there are business owners and people who are, business leaders who want to become better speakers. And not only will you learn how to become a better speaker, you're going to be in contact with just that many more business owners and entrepreneurs and different people who who may have become a resource for you. So great way to build business. Power networking in general. Don't overlook it. Always keep business cards. Always get as many business cards as you can. Write everybody's email, name, and phone number down, and get in contact with them within like the first 2 weeks. Mandatory. Everybody who you meet, every hand you shake, get in contact with them. Moving right along. Bandit signs, 4 boxes a month. That's what we use to put out the word out. This is called street outside marketing, outdoor marketing. We just bandit signs. You can get them from Dirt Cheap Signs. You can call and ask for the Allen Chaney discount. I wish I had a picture of them, but you can definitely find like exactly the word and what we're using in the business in the box. And if you visit like some of our social media pages, like the CNA to CEO Facebook page, or the Instagram or the Twitter, you'll see like the pictures of the actual sign that we have, and it says affordable private and home elder care. And you just put those in your marketplace, and you got to be real careful when you're putting them out, because the city, if they're legal in that city, you're going to get in trouble. You're going to get fined, and you're going to get it could do some damage a lot quicker than it can do any good. So you want to make sure that you're contacting the city. And a good loophole for that is to put them out and pick them back up. Um, we have a couple different guys that we work with, and we use an app called Simple Crew, and that app allows us to see exactly where they place the signs. So once we put them into our system, into our app, Simple Crew app, they're just part of our crew, and every time they take a picture and upload it. So to get paid, okay, let me back up. We pay someone to put out our signs. Using this app is how we keep them accountable. We pay between 50 cents to $1 per sign, depending on, what we can negotiate with the person that we're having the signs put out. How the app works, they take a picture, upload the picture to the app, and that's how we know exactly where our sign is and that they actually put them out. We were having a lot of trouble with people saying they're going to put our signs out, and it doesn't happen. So I ran across a guy. I guess he forgot that he didn't put my signs out. He opened his trunk and he had all my signs in his trunk, and I already paid him. So yeah, to avoid that, we found Simple Crew. It's an app for street teams for exactly what we're doing, and that's what they do. They allow you to track and monitor the people who are working for you with your not only bandit signs, but like flyers and cards and anything else that you're going to have somebody put out. We were also thinking about using them for our brochure racks. So, but brochure racks aren't as once they're there, and all you have to do is pretty much just refill them. So we're not there yet, but if it's just an option that we're thinking about. Social media, Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus. Google Plus is probably the most important of them all because that is where they're going to search your company name. Like if you put in Just Caring Hands, home care services or home health services, you're going to see us, our location, our hours, and all that in Google because we opened up a Google Plus account. It was actually Google Places. It was actually Google Plus. Now it's Google Places. Google always changing, different stuff. So it's Google Places or Google Business. It may even be Google Business, but it's a Google account for your company. It's a company account. You want to have a Facebook page as well, a Facebook business page. I mean, everybody. It's obvious why you need a Facebook page and a Twitter account. It's not so obvious why you need a Twitter account. I like to do it because again, I'm a marketer, and I think that the more times people see it when they Google it, the more confident they'll be. So if they see my website, they click on the Twitter and they see the Twitter account, they see followers, they see us doing, recent tweets, and all this stuff can be automated. So I'm not tweeting out of my company every time. It's all automated, so it's happening on its own. That's how we basically leverage social media, just for the presence. It's not really driving any traffic, home care clients to our business, but it does definitely, um, add to that presence. So that's just another thing that we do. Email marketing, a little bit more complex and complicated. There's a couple of things we do. We offer a monthly newsletter. That's for what I call expert positioning. That is a letter that if you call my phone, if you call the company and you want information about home care, if whatever, however you respond, whether it's through a sign, through letters, or, our website, we want your email, because once we get your email, we're going to put you on what we call an autoresponder. And that email is going to send out a monthly newsletter. And that monthly newsletter is going to position my company with you as an expert. I'm going to tell you all the things I know about Alzheimer's, all the things we know about home care, all the things, the backstory of our company, my wife's expertise, all the things she's done, how she got here. So we're going to, over the next, 12 months, we're going to let you know exactly who we are. And even if you don't sign up with us for service, you're going to know a lot more about who we are in this market, opposed to the people who aren't doing this marketing strategy. And believe it or not, this is a free marketing strategy. You just pop an email in, and it starts out with the newsletter. We also give out a free report It's what we call it's the 50. It's called the 50 safety tips for seniors, and you could to get their email, they give us that they to get their email, we give that away free, and then we put them on that the newsletter autoresponder and the lead converting autoresponder. The lead converter autoresponder is a little bit more detailed and a little bit more private. It's part of our sales strategy, so I'm not going to get into it, but it's definitely something that helps us um, convert leads into actual clients. So the website, that's where you go. That's where you go to get the free report and get on the monthly newsletter. Um, the content marketing. We haven't been so great with the content marketing. I'm not a big fan of it. I know it's great. I'm working with the articlebunny.com. That's where you could go to get like cheap articles written up for you based on your company's industry, and they kind of help you with marketing. And then we do pay per click, so that's just ads that we put all over Google that we get. We have to pay per click. So if somebody searches home care in my target market and they click on our website, we pay for that click, and obviously it can lead to a sale. So we do that also. Direct mail, postcards. So we have a pretty complex direct mail system now. We use sendoutcards.com. We do three postcard campaigns that we run. We have the expert. This is what I was referring to in the email, but we also do a postcard one as well. A holiday. So if you get Christmas and Thanksgiving, like we want to send all that to the like postcards to our leads. So not only the people who aren't working with us, but also our current leads as well. And then birthdays. If you get the birthday, you want to definitely send them a birthday card. Whether it's a new lead or a current client, definitely a current client. You don't want to miss your current clients' birthdays. Um, so and then down here we got eddm.com, and that's every door direct mail. That's a whole nother strategy. That's like it's like a blanket campaign. You could just it's a blanket. It's not a targeted list, but you could say like, okay, I'm a target instead of targeting specific houses, you target specific mailing routes. So it's a little cheaper because you're doing the mailing route. Um, and I guess at the time, we were doing 2,500 for this one, so we're trying to do at least 2,500 postcards a month with this strategy. So we just pick within the zip code a couple different mailing routes to choose from, and then we'll try to send at least 2,500 per month using that EDDM. Everydoordirectmail.com. And you can go there and if it's a little confusing or blurry what I'm saying, that website will clear right up for you. But it's an awesome strategy. It's another way to just kind of pepper your brand across a certain marketplace and just get the word out there. So that's another thing. And then we're back here with the brochure racks and 50 locations a month. But it's like after you got 50 you can only do this. There's only so many places you can put them at. So once you kind of maxed out, you're only going to just be refilling them. But the goal is to get as many locations as you want and try to get as many, obviously people that allow you to place them. There's a couple different ways you could do it. You could play in doctor's office. I don't offer any referral fees. I don't even mention it. Like I don't go to a doctor and say, hey, if you send me a client, I'll send you some money. Doctors aren't interested in that. And it's a different process. It's a whole different strategy to communicating with doctors and putting your brochure racks in doctor's office opposed to businesses. So businesses, I will offer a referral program. So if they're interested in a referral program, we'll set them up with a dedicated line so we can both see when their actual brochures work. And that's something we can do if there's a program for that. But we only do that with small businesses, other businesses. We don't do that in like nursing homes and doctor's offices and hospitals, we don't do that for those places. But for small businesses, we do create a referral program built into our brochure rack marketing. When it comes to compliance, you want to make sure you go up to date with all your state requirements. Ours is a RSA and the basic business license. Surety bond, you gotta keep it. You gotta be bonded. You gotta have some insurance. Every state is different. Every state is different when it comes to this stuff. So I don't want to go talking about what you need and what you don't need. So definitely to be compliant, check with your state requirements. Go to the Department of Health or Department of Aging, whatever your state calls it, whatever your city calls it, and make sure you have everything in place to be compliant. Don't just start doing all this other stuff and say, "Hey, I was on this guy's webinar and he told me I should be doing this." No, you need to be compliant, checking your state requirements, and these are some of the companies I would recommend: the Solution Group for the liability insurance and the Surety Bond. We use the Brunswick company, so that's the compliance piece. And then our accounting is real simple. We keep it basic. A lot of the stuff integrates with our ADLware software, and that makes it a lot easier for us. But a lot of people don't have software. I would also use QuickBooks for certain things, but when we send out invoices, so when a client owes us, we use the app called FreshBooks, and our payroll again is right there. You can see it through Paychecks and bookkeeping. If you don't have like a software dedicated, like a home care software that you can use for that, definitely think about doing QuickBooks. And they have like a lot of QuickBooks learning classes. Like you can probably go to a local community college and just try to take a QuickBooks course. It's probably like $50 just to learn the basics of it, because bookkeeping is a very important part of your company, especially when you start, like all of the stuff that we're doing here, like in marketing, um, compliance, and employee dinners, training. All of this stuff is it costs, and it all has a place to go, and it all has to be accounted for in your bookkeeping. So that's definitely something you need to have in place. When it comes to sales, this is a new aspect when we don't have a dedicated salesperson. Like I'm like the marketing slash salesperson, and the strongest thing that we have right now going for us is we have a specialty program. And with that specialty program, we are allowed to, we have presented ourselves as experts in a specific realm of home care. And that realm is Alzheimer's and dementia. So that's like, we have using these courses at the Institute of Professional Care and Education as another course, and just my wife's experience, and just kind of studying up on the program. We have begun to give. We're confident to say that we specialize in Alzheimer's and dementia. Well, dementia being an Alzheimer's Oh, I'm sorry about that. My son ran in the room. That was almost a catastrophe. He must have got away from his mother. So, specialty program. We're confident to call it. When you offer that, when you tell people on the phone, hey, we specialize in something, you better have some documentation to back that up. I'm gonna just say that. Just don't say it because they're gonna be expecting it. Referral program. I talked a little bit about that in the marketing section, and it's also a great way to build your build your clients and get more sales. So that's definitely something you want to think about implementing. We have a caregiver referral program. We have obviously some people like a small business referral program, and a client referral program. So we will pay our caregivers if they bring clients. We'll pay we'll pay a fee to small businesses if they bring us leads and stuff. And then people like to also individuals, people who like we network with, and we all let them know that we have a referral program. And also our current clients, who are your best referrals, by the way. Like if you get one client and you're super good, and you just you're just really doing a great service, providing them with a great service, they're going to stick with you, and they're going to talk about you. If you're taking care of their mother, and you're solving a problem for them, usually what's happening is there's a problem, and you're the person that's solving it. So if you're doing that correctly, they'll talk about it. And if you're doing it incorrectly, you're not solving that problem, and you're making them more of a problem for them, they're going to talk about that as well. So definitely um, remember your referral program. Your Think about setting up a referral program. Sales, um, quality assurance, and home care pulse. Quality assurance is, you want to ensure that you have the best quality service that you're giving. And between home care pulse and the education, that's how we work to the Institute for Private Professional Care Education and home care pulse. That's how we kind of ensure quality. So those are the companies that we work with, and then another thing that I didn't necessarily know that was here is the Sandler training. So that's another sales, and I feel like sales. I mean, it's not that I feel. I know sales is the most important aspect of any company, because if you're not making any sales, you're not in business. So definitely, is a great company to teach people how to do sales. So that's what you want to kind of work on and think about when you're building your business. So just wanted to cover that map. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you guys can kind of get a full picture of what it looks like. Fit. That's it. This is our company. This is our home care company. This is how we run it. This is how we manage it. Now,